So what are the 4 action steps to land your first deal?
The first thing that you want to concern yourself with, step 1, is to choose your fear wisely. Make sure your mindset is dialed into what's going on, because this game is truly designed for you to fail in many ways. Most people are afraid of real estate because it has uncertainty, and I'm going to get into that. But here's how you get locked into the 9 to 5. So these 2 pyramids are pretty much your 2 paths. One, people are going to graduate from college. They're going to go get a job, or they're going to finish high school, start looking for a job. The reason you look for a job is so that you can get structure. You think, well, the job is safe. A lot of people are doing it. It's going to provide me with steady income. It has some structure for you. And what you're really doing is just trading your time for money. So you're just moving yourself down this pyramid. So you work this job for 10, 20, 30 years. And as you get older, you become financially dependent on the job. It happens very quickly. So your financial dependence increases as you continue to trade your time for money. And ultimately, this leaves you just burnout from the job, whatever jobs you're working, whatever career path you're on, you just get burnout, and you'll ultimately get replaced by somebody cheaper, younger. It could be AI, it could be robotics. With where we're headed right now, you're going to get replaced. That's the pyramid. The other option you have is real estate. Everybody knows, real estate investing, you can make money. There are ways to do it that are risky. There are some ways to do it that are a lot easier. I try to teach you guys the more conservative ways of investing and how to do it in the affordable housing space, because the government can pay the rent, or you're building housing where there's such a high demand, it's very hard to lose in that space. What stops people in their tracks is uncertainty. That's second step of the pyramid. Once they get into uncertainty, they kind of freeze up and run back to their job. Here are the areas of uncertainty. 1, finding profitable deals. 2, competing against cash offers. Running comps and knowing your ARVs, managing contractors, building rehab budgets, connecting with lenders. There's all these areas of uncertainty that people are running into. So that will stop you. But if you push past uncertainty, and I know it's there, I know there's a lot of objections, there's a lot of fear. You can talk to some friends, they'll give you some fear as well. If you push past the uncertainty, you get to passive income. Once you hit passive income, that could be one property making you $500 a month, $1,000 a month. And you do that 5, 10 times. You just stick with it, keep doing the same thing over and over again. You hit financial freedom. Everybody who sticks with it and pushes past uncertainty gets to this level. And then you're in early retirement. You don't have to worry about getting burned out or replaced, because you're your own boss. You've gotten yourself out of the rat race, out of the 9 to 5. This is the pyramid that gets you out. This is the one that pretty much 99% of people choose, that keeps you burnt out, replaced, financially dependent, resentful of whatever you're doing. So you have to choose your fear. Step 2, affordable markets. We want to think about affordable housing. Why? We are 7.5 million affordable housing units short right now, as we speak, in America. There was an article written by the World Economic Forum. They said 1.6 billion people worldwide live in inadequate housing, and that number is expected to double to about 3 billion by 2030, in the next 5 years. A lot of people say, Brian, there's so much competition in real estate. How can I invest now? There's so much competition. Everybody's investing. Everybody knows this stuff. The affordable housing market is underserved. If the affordable housing market was well served, we wouldn't be 7.5 million properties short, housing units short right now. And that number wouldn't be projected to double within the next 5 years. So when you have that wave of demand doubling in an area that's already underserved, only 30% of landlords accept things like Section 8, which is an affordable housing strategy. It's one of them. Not even one of my favorites, but it is a really good one, especially when you're just getting started. Only 30% of landlords accept Section 8. This is a underserved housing market. If you learn about affordable housing and you tap in, not only is it conservative, a way to build an extra $1,000 to $10,000 a month in passive income without taking on a lot of risk, but there's very low competition, which means there's still a lot of profitability. So don't listen to that myth out there that there's too much competition in this game, you can't get any value. Step 3, go all in. You have to decide at some point to go all in as a real estate investor. And what go all in means, before I get into that, what that means is when you're working, you have a lunch break. During that lunch break, go see houses. When you're home late, go see houses. On the weekend, don't go out and party, go see more houses. Keep seeing houses. Keep getting out there. That's going to put you in the driver's seat. The more you see, the more properties you can go out and touch and feel, the higher your knowledge gets and the lower your fear factor gets when you're choosing your fear. So you will become less afraid of that. The more activity you put behind real estate, the easier it is to step out of the 9 to 5. You'll start to see, oh, I can actually make this transition. So you want to do some of these things. One, view at least 5 to 10 properties per week. That's your quota. You have to physically step in 5 to 10 properties per week. If you're not going to physically do it, or you're investing out of state, get somebody else to get in those properties and shoot videos for you so that you're able to see the interior of about 5 to 10 markets that are properties that are actively listed on today's market. That's going to help you out. Number 2, make at least 2 low ball offers per week. You got to get offers out. You got to get some swings. You can't just step up to the plate and not swing. You're going to get struck out. You have to take at least 2 shots a week. 2 low ball offers per week. That will typically land you a deal in about 30 days or less. And 3, continue to build out your relationships. This game is all about relationships. That's why we have that inner circle program, because if you are struggling to build relationships with architects, engineers, contractors, permit expediters, or realtors, deal analysts, if you have or virtual assistants, if you struggle to build relationships, you need to tap in. If you don't have a strong circle around you of people who are investing, you need to tap into a network of other investors. Just being around other like-minded investors that are even one step ahead of you is going to help you to accelerate much faster. So you have to go all in. Here are some of the relationships that you need to focus on. 1, you want to get a mortgage broker, especially when you're first getting started. They can shop around your rates for you. They can help you to improve your credit score with rapid refinance. They're worth their weight in gold, especially when you're first getting started. Number 2, talk to property management companies. Property management companies have a wealth of resources. Number 3, get an architect. Architects also know contractors. I would say they're almost better for the relationship than a property management company, because an architect exclusively works with builders. They're doing the plans and design for the builders. So if you go to any architect and you're like, hey, you know any contractors? They can probably rattle off 5 people they work with right now that are doing deals right now, and they've seen their work and kind of vetted them to a degree. Number 4, get an eviction attorney, because that's going to take the fear out of tenanting. Just get the attorney. They're going to tell you, yeah, we can evict here. Here's how long it takes. Here's how to have your game tight, how to have your paperwork set up. They're going to answer all those questions that you're afraid of. So instead of walking around afraid of owning rental properties and dealing with tenants, just get an eviction attorney. Talk to them first. Before you ever get a tenant, have an eviction attorney on deck. That's going to take the fear away. And 5, connect with other investors. You have to stay locked in, because other investors are working on different strategies. They will share resources with you. And that can be the difference between you getting started, getting early traction, or just sitting on the sidelines. Guys, once again, if you're getting value, DM me. If you want to learn more, if you want to tap into some of my free trainings, all you have to do is reach out.